name is Miss Kagan and I'm an English, History and Drama teacher in school.
My name is Miss Wynne and I teach Geography, CSV and Social Education.
My name is Mr. Dunn and I teach Business and Economics.
My name is Ms Nicholson and I teach Biology, Physical Education and Science.
My name is Ryan McCarthy and I teach English and History and I'm the Acting Deputy Principal.
It's a good question. It was a good while ago. I do kind of remember filling it in. I know that I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do when I was leaving school. So I did make sure to fill it in and I put down things that I thought that I would really enjoy doing in college. And then, you know, kind of just hoped for the best in terms of my results.
In school and wondering what it was about, I remember having one appointment with my guidance counsellor where he pointed out to me that I should consider studying arts, and me not knowing what arts was or not having a clue about it. So when I see kids today and the opportunities that they have to work with qualified guidance counsellors, to have appointments, to have people from colleges coming out to give talks, to go and visit colleges, the opportunities that are there for people to sit down and even do fake CAO forms, to have all of those opportunities today are fantastic. I suppose going back to when I was going to school, you didn't have that range of help and you were more kind of stabbing into the
Vaguely
dark.
remember it. I remember spending a lot of time going through all the college prospectuses and trying to figure out what I was going to put on my CAO. The actual filling out I don't really remember.
I was lucky enough to get my first place that I put down first, my CEO, and I got UCD. So I accepted my offer in UCD and I done arts in UCD and I taught geography, sociology and English the first year, and then in the second year you have to drop one subject, so I dropped English.
I went to Maynooth University for 5 years. I did a 3-year arts degree in Business and Economics, and then I've done a 2-year Masters called Professional Masters of Education.
Bit of a longer answer for this one. So originally I actually ended up doing a PLC course, so post-leaving certificate course in Crumlin College, in a course called Sports Therapy. So I was always interested in fitness and sports and all of that kind of thing. So I did that for 2 years. I got qualifications in massage and fitness and all of that kind of stuff. And then after that I ended up getting a job in Trinity College in the Sports Centre working as a fitness instructor. I did that working in a few different places for about 6 years. And then I decided that it wasn't necessarily something that, as much as I loved it, that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I actually then made a decision to go back to university as a mature student. So I was 25 then at that stage. And applied as a mature student and ended up then doing my course in PE Biology with Teacher Education in DCU.
I accepted my first choice. I was surprised that I got offered my first choice and I went to Trinity. I did what was called at the time a 2-subject moderatorship, which is basically an arts degree, and I did English and History. Also did a small module of psychology in second year, and I also went on then to do a Masters in Irish Writing and my professional diploma in education there as well.
Yeah, I loved both of them. I think when I think back to the PLC in Crumlin, it was really nice. Some of my friends that I made then are still some of my best friends now, which is really, really nice. It was, you know, quite different to being in secondary school, but I enjoyed that. And it was nice to meet new people. And then when I went to TCU as well, I really did enjoy the course. I was a mature student, so I was a little bit older, but I did have another guy who was also from a fitness background that was the same age as me. I remember the students who were 18 used to call us granny and granddad, but you know, in a kind of a nice way. We got along really well with everyone, and yeah, it was a really, really nice course. And yeah, I love teaching, so it worked out well.
I loved my course. I didn't love all aspects of it. In first year I had to do medieval history and I'd rather not, but there was no choice. In kind of third and fourth year you got more opportunity to choose the modules that you wanted to do. Got to do a whole year of Shakespeare and I was really happy and yeah, loved the choice that you got as you kind of progressed through the year.
I suppose the main thing that I liked about being in college was that nobody in my family had been to college before, and in my family there always would have been a huge interest in reading. My grandfather Edmund, God rest him, would have been a great man for getting me interested in reading and in books. And to go to college then and have access to all the stuff in there that was completely free, to go into the library in UCC and have access to all the films, to go to the library for all the history books or even for sports books, stuff that I enjoyed. But to have access to all of that learning, that I felt it was a privilege to be able to have that and to have it for free once you had your library card with you. And look, It might seem a little boring to the people watching the video, but I guarantee you there was long evenings spent in that library, reading, making notes, working on assignments, looking at films, building up an interest in stuff
I
like
did
that.
enjoy college. I think what I liked most is the responsibility you get. It's such a big jump from secondary school. You don't have a teacher there telling you when everything's due and what you have to do for each thing. You keep on track to do it yourself. And
I also loved the kind of sense of community that was there. There was a lot of different students from different courses, people doing history and political science, history and English, along with some of the other arts courses, and you know, you got to know them, and there was always kind of a band of yous in the library trying to find the same books and cram for the same tests and essays and stuff like that. So the friends that you made and the kind of connection and community that you had there was one of my favourite aspects of it.
We really enjoyed my course. My favourite subjects in school were business and economics, so that's what made me go and do that in college, and it was more of the same kind of topics that we'd done in school. For me, I went to Newt for the size of this campus and the size of the classes. I'd gone to a number of open days when I was in TY and in sixth year when I was in school, and I preferred the smaller setting compared to some of the other bigger colleges. As well as the size of the campus, I was lucky enough to get a scholarship for soccer, so that was a big push to get me to go there as well. So a scholarship is basically a commitment from you to represent the college in a particular sport in return for funding of your degree.
I think that everybody should give themselves the option to go to college. You know, whether that means, you know, doing your best in 6 years so you get the maximum amount of points that you can. You know, maybe some people have in their heads that they want to go straight into work or they want to go straight into an apprenticeship, and that's great, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're going to want to be doing in 5 or 6 years' time. Sure, look at me, you know, 7 years later I decided that I wanted to go back to university again and become a teacher rather than a fitness instructor. So I think you should give yourself every opportunity and make sure that, you know, that you do that in case later on you might change your mind. So yeah, work as hard as you can in 6th year, and it kind of opens up many doors in terms of what you want to do when you leave.
I think that everyone should consider going to college, because I believe education is very important and it does open the doors to more opportunities in your future.
I think it's an opportunity that everybody should have and should consider. I think sometimes students can kind of have the mentality that it's not for me.
I think everybody should keep learning. That's the way I would look at it. Whether you're going to college or whether you're doing an apprenticeship or whether you're working, the most important thing is that you stay steady in your own learning and that you keep looking to learn in life. Some people who are past people say to me, I'm just working. I don't think there's any such thing as just working or just working in a shop. Whatever you're doing, you're accumulating experiences, you're learning how to navigate through life, you're learning things. So look at, if you work hard in 5th year and 6th year and your ambition is to do something that you enjoy, to go to college, as my dad used to say to me, enjoy the sound of the alarm clock when it goes off. Try and do something that you enjoy. If you're going into an apprenticeship and you're learning a trade or a skill, if you're going into the world of work for a few years, just have the focus on that I'm learning all of the time. I'm learning from people, I'm listening to advice, I'm being strong in my own values and what I want to do in life. But the key message that I would have in relation to college would be that whatever you're doing, that learning is at the forefront of it and that you're aware of that as you move along.